You know, we have a habit on this channel of biting off more than we can chew. Today we are actually really close to the zoo here in Valencia. I don't know if you can see, but way over there you can see a bridge. That bridge takes you over to the zoo. My game plan today is to walk the distance of Turia, the park. So we're actually at the furthest point away, and we are going to be heading all the way down until we make it to Ciudad de Artes. It's the big fancy buildings that is close to the seafront. Not quite at the seafront, but close. The biggest problem we're going to have today is it's a little bit windy, so I'm hoping you guys can hear me. Fingers crossed. So as you can see, you can rent out these little boats here on the right hand side. There is the bridge over there, and that will take you into the zoo, the biopark or biopark. We will be going this way. We're going to be following the park all the way along and seeing what we can find on the way. It is currently 27 Celsius. It's rather warm, but we are currently in Easter, so you would never normally get this kind of weather in the UK. In fact, you wouldn't even get it in Madrid, to be honest. The journey time for today, if I was to walk from here all the way there without stopping, is about an hour and a half. But of course I'm recording, so we're looking at about 2 hours. I actually woke up early so that I could go to the gym this morning too. It's very much a legs day today, and I'm looking forward to exploring this park. Why? Because it is actually the biggest in Europe, or so they say. There are others that claim to be bigger. Actually, I did a bit of digging, and it turns out Turia Park isn't the longest urban park in Europe, though it does still rank pretty impressively. Top spots go to Lee Valley Regional Park in London, stretching a massive 42 kilometres across Greater London and into Essex. Second place belongs to Appian Way Regional Park in Rome, also known as Parco della Caffarella, which follows the ancient Roman road for around 16 kilometres. And then we have, in third place, Turia Park at around 9 kilometres in length. Still, that's an incredible feat for a park running right through the heart of a city. Interestingly, Valencia is also the third biggest city in Spain. So Turia Park wasn't always a park, it used to be a river. To be honest with you, I've been meaning to record this video for a while now. I really wanted to get it done because, well, it's such a lovely space to be in, but I wanted the perfect day. Not to say that the weather here is necessarily bad, but of course I've got a full-time job as well. So it's trying to balance a full-time job, finding the perfect day with not too much cloud cover. I want sun, you know. This is absolutely beautiful. Look how green it is here. Even if you look, we've got these bridges behind me. This used to be a riverbed, so you can imagine how much moisture there must have been here at some point, which has clearly added to the green space that we've got here today. The Turia River flowed straight through Valencia, but in 1957 it caused catastrophic floods, killing over 80 people and leaving much of the city underwater. In response, the Spanish government launched a bold infrastructure plan known as Plan Sur. The decision was made to divert the entire river south of the city, which was no small task, as you can imagine. The diversion project was completed by the end of the 1970s. Originally, the plan was to turn the old riverbed into a motorway, but the people of Valencia pushed back, which I think was a very good decision. Instead, they campaigned for a green space, and the city listened. Over the years, the dry riverbed was transformed into the lush 9-kilometre long Jardín de Turia we know today, one of the most iconic urban parks in Europe, and a fantastic example of turning a disaster into an opportunity. While the redirection of the Turia River through the Plan Sur has undoubtedly safeguarded central Valencia from the flooding, the diverted water now flows through the southern region, which proved vulnerable during the catastrophic flood of the late October 2024. Triggered by a dana, which is an isolated depression of high levels, these floods brought over a year's worth of rainfall in mere hours, leading to the deaths of approximately 232 people, with the majority occurring in the Valencia province. This disaster was exacerbated by miscommunication and delayed responses between regional and national governments.
Despite early warnings from the National Meteorological Agency, AEMET, regional officials were slow to react. Notably, President Carlos Mazón downplayed the severity of the storm, predicting it would be dissipated by evening, a forecast that tragically proved incorrect. In the aftermath, the Spanish government deployed 10,000 soldiers and police officers to assist with the rescue and recovery efforts. Additionally, there is a renewed focus on enhancing flood defences, including revisiting previously proposed infrastructure projects that had been stalled or underfunded. This tragic event underscores the importance of comprehensive flood management strategies and the need for coordinated emergency responses to mitigate the impact of increasingly frequent extreme weather events, which of course we're all experiencing all around the world. The people of Valencia and other regions of Spain came together during this difficult time, offering support and helping to clear the devastation left behind. So while this river may look beautiful today, it also stands as a chilling reminder of the suffering endured by the people of Valencia.
So just to explain, you can see, look, the cars are coming across here. This used to be the riverbed here. So you can imagine, on either side of here is just normal buildings. And what they've thought is, through the center of this beautiful city, why not build a park? So have a look at these. We've got these little workout stations. You'll notice as we make our way through, there's so much stuff going on and so much stuff to see. The one thing I really appreciate this park for, now obviously we're in April now, but even when we were here in January, it was so nice and warm. Like during the day when the sun's out, it's incredible. It honestly feels like spring in the UK, but even in the winter. And for some reason, the smell in the air is like that spring smell you get. Now, of course, it's very warm today, but even during the winter months, it's still, oof. Honestly, it's absolutely lovely. If you're thinking about coming to visit Valencia, you need to check this park out, even if it's just to sit down on the beautiful grass and enjoy the day. It honestly feels like I haven't done one of these recordings in a very long time, so it's good to get back into the swing of it and showcase some beautiful places. We do have some great places coming up, but I've been settling into my new life here in Valencia. And just on a personal note, I will say I absolutely love it here. I must admit, I wasn't very happy in Madrid. And so now, living somewhere like this, I couldn't be happier, couldn't be happier. I'm living in paradise. Yeah, as I was saying, I am literally living in paradise. That I'm so happy to be here. It's not just the climate. I think the people here are very warm and welcoming. I love my madrileños, you know that. But I don't know, people seem more inviting here. So even though this is the third biggest city in Spain, you will still have that kind of community vibe. And whenever I have like a stressful day or anything like that, I literally just leave my place and I feel completely relaxed again. If you guys are thinking of coming to Valencia, you need to do it, you need to do it. It's incredible. As you can see, it is not just a park. It also has facilities such as this. Here we have a football pitch. And there's a really good application that I use actually that lets you join some different football games. Pretty affordable. The first game is actually free, but from then onwards, I think it's like €6. Yeah, I'll leave a link in the description on that one. Honestly, the excitement for me to finally get to summer here in Valencia is unbelievable. For the first time, I'll be able to leave my flat and be in glorious weather with the sea so close as well. Like in Madrid, it was lovely in Madrid, but there was nowhere to escape the heat. Now I'm gonna have the sea. People keep saying to me, yeah, but the sea is really hot, so it's not exactly the perfect place to cool down. I don't care. I don't care. All we had in Madrid was public pools, that was it. So this is the same football pitch, but I just thought I'd show you the name here. Camp de Futbol, Tram Second Jardí del Turia. As you can see, we have a diversion here. They're doing works at the end there. So we're gonna have to find a way around there, which is fine. They do have spaces to go around. But I also wanted to show you guys this, look. Before del Jardín, before the garden. And you can see in this picture, look, where the river is. This is pretty much where we are now, right? Amazing to see. It would be so cool to learn more about the history of this place. So here you can see it says an exposition, a photographic exposition, and it's free. It's only 100 meters away. And I believe it's in that building there. And the reason why I think so is it says here, Naturia, and on that building it says Turia. We can go check that out, but I don't know if it's open. We'll go and see. So as you can see, it's very closed. Just thought I'd walk up here and have a look anyway. It would have been nice to see a bit more of the history of this place. Look at that. There's someone on a kayak. Here we go, we've got the hours here from Monday to Friday, 10 till 2, and you can phone them from 8 till 2, but they're closed on weekends and festives and during August as well. But you'll see this very common, by the way, if you're visiting here in Spain generally, but also here in Valencia, August is a month where lots of things close. Most people will go on holiday, you'll find. Here we are, another little play park. So many of these. One thing I will say, obviously, I haven't got kids, but if you have kids, Valencia is definitely the place you want to bring them. They seem to cater for kids here, which is good to see. You'll notice a lot in the UK, especially in London, everything is orientated for adults only. Kids have to sit outside in the cold, and here it's all about families and everyone getting together. Noticed here a few orange trees. Now, of course, these are not oranges that you should be eating. They're very sour, a bitter taste, but they're iconic here in Valencia, you know. Not to say you won't find them in other cities, but when you think of Valencia, this is what you think of. Look at them. Beautiful. Another thing to mention, right now I'm actually on the running track, okay? If you're using a bike or a scooter, you need to be on this side. You can actually see the lanes here, they're very faded, but just be aware of that, because some people can get quite irritated if you use this space with your bike. Hey, look at this, we've got some sort of running track on this side. Oh, and on that topic, by the way, be careful with the bikes here. A lot of people feel as though they have a God-given right to be angry at you for walking on the cycle lanes. So just make sure you don't walk on the cycle lanes. Stay out of people's way, basically. You should be fine. I'm just walking back on myself right now, and the reason why is I saw this tap. I actually have water in my bag, but I wanted to see if it works. No? Oh, here we go. There you go. So if you need water, you can actually get it here in the park. We've got that running track just over here, and I believe this is another football pitch. We're actually going to have a look at the football pitch now. But yeah, just be aware, if you want some water, there's some taps here too, so that's good. So I actually noticed a couple of things walking away from that tap there. If you look just over here, there's a decathlon. It's phenomenal, by the way. It's really, really good. That's where I get all my stuff from, for sports, for running, for football. Yeah, I highly recommend you check that shop out if you're coming here and you need something. I'm actually going to be buying something from there, I think tomorrow. I need to get something to block the wind and maybe the sun on the beach. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, let's check this out. Look, we've got a running track that goes around here and then some sort of pitch in the middle. This looks like cricket to me, but I don't know. I don't think that's big here in Spain, so I could be wrong. Someone else let me know. Oh, actually, thinking about it, they've got one of those pitching parts over there. I don't know what it's called. Someone can correct me in the comment section, but I believe that is for athletics. Could be baseball, dunno. So if you're into athletics, maybe you can check this place out. You know, one thing I have been doing a lot more of here in Valencia is riding my bike. It's been absolutely phenomenal. It's such an easy way to get around. It's a very flat city, and so you don't really have problems with hills all the time. That's the first thing I would say. But the second thing is there's bike lanes everywhere. So you kind of have the freedom and flexibility to get around without having to be in the way of the cars. Obviously, not 100% of the time, sometimes you do, but one thing I have missed is just walking, really. I haven't been doing a lot of that, simply because I'm on my bike all the time, which is fine, it's good cardio too. Another bridge, and it looks like these are fountains, but they're turned off at the minute. At this time of year, they're still off. There you go, as we were saying before, this is a running trail, and you shouldn't use bikes on it. And instead, you should use your bike on these ones, just be aware of that. Look at these beautiful old buildings just by the side of the old riverbed. Really, really nice. I really appreciate this sort of architecture, you know? It's keeping a lot of what makes Valencia Valencia without removing everything. This park is obviously a very positive and good way to bring something to the city without taking away some of the roots. And I think this is important, right? You need a balance. You need a balance between appreciating what's from the city, but also bringing in the new, I guess. So buildings like that, old but beautiful architecture, and reflects the city of Valencia. I am absolutely loving this. I'm right in my element right now. You know, it's one of those moments when it's just quiet and you think, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else right now. This is what living is, you know? Oh, so relaxed. And whilst I'm feeling very relaxed and chilled out, I'm going to take this opportunity to say, please don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't already. It helps me out tremendously. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We will get there eventually. It's taken some time. And here we have some spaces for the dogs, I guess, to run around and have some fun. So if you've got a dog, here's a space for them. And the shade as well, which is good. I bet this wasn't something you're expecting to see in Turia Park. This is a rugby pitch. For those that don't know, my favourite sport. Not to play, to be honest with you, because I'd get injured. And I must admit, okay, so during February and March, we have the Six Nations. And in Madrid, it's been very difficult for me to find the games. That is definitely not the case here in Valencia. There's definitely a community of people who enjoy rugby, and therefore you will find rugby in a lot of the Irish pubs here. What you'll find in Madrid is we have Irish pubs, okay? But what they'll do is, firstly, they always prioritize the football, fair enough. And secondly, if they've got the game on, the probability of them having the sound on it is a lot lower. No idea why, but here you get the full atmosphere. You've got the sound on, everyone's getting involved, everyone's there for the rugby. And those who know about rugby, there's a deeper respect for other fan bases, as it were. Even as an Englishman, we get a lot of grief from a lot of the other teams, but there's more respect, and I really appreciate that. And it's the same here. So if you're here during that time, or you want to watch a rugby game, check out some of the Irish pubs, because they will be playing the games. Or if you want to play, I suppose they've got a pitch here too. We're just coming up to the sign here, Camp de Rugby Tram v Hardy del Turia. Look at this, we got a skate park as well. Didn't even know this was here, to be honest with you. That's cool. Hello, hello, hello. Another football pitch, it seems. This one actually says baseball and softball. As you can see, it's currently closed, but I thought I'd have a quick look. But they've got a little seating area for people who are just watching. I guess that this is a little bar here as well, but yeah, Campo Municipal de Baseball y Softball, not football. And I was just about to stop the recording there, but guess what? We found again another tap for water. Not that I need it, but how beautiful is this? Come on. I hate to say it, but it puts all of the parks that I went to in Madrid to shame. Not that they weren't beautiful parks, it's more the diversity of trees. See, the first time I was in Valencia doing a recording for YouTube, I don't feel like I did the centre a justice. What I mean is, look at this. This is one of the places that you can visit in the centre, and this is actually where it begins. I would like to do a full YouTube video in the centre, which we're going to do at some point. It's just I haven't had an opportunity to get around to it. So yeah, just another thing to think about if you are here. You need to check out the historical centre, and we will be doing it on this YouTube channel. But anyway. Oh, and I should probably mention that tower is called Torres de Serranos.
The Torres de Serranos are among the most iconic landmarks in Valencia. Constructed between 1392 and 1398 under the direction of architect Pere Balaguer. These towers were part of the city's medieval fortifications, built in the Valencian Gothic style. They stand approximately 33 meters tall and were designed to defend the northern entrance of the city of Valencia. Over the centuries, the towers have served various purposes. In 1586, after a fire destroyed the city's main prison, the towers were repurposed to house noble prisoners until 1887. During the Spanish Civil War, they were used to protect artworks from the Prado Museum, a museum in Madrid that doesn't let you take photos when you enter. Hence why I have never actually done a video there on my channel. Trust me, I tried, and within seconds of entering, I was told to put the camera away. I even tried using my phone, but no. Anyway, slightly off topic, today they are open to the public and host official ceremonies, including the Crida, the opening event of the Las Fallas festivals. And I would recommend to go back and watch that video on my channel if you haven't done so already. The towers are not just a testament to Valencia's rich history, but also offer panoramic views of the city, and obviously a very easy way to get to the Turia Park. They remain a symbol of the city's resilience and cultural heritage.
I feel like I'm just doing a sports pitch tour here, but here's another football one. Same pitch as before, Camp de Fútbol Pont de Fusta. Now, in one take, we have water here, good, useful. And then if we just turn around, we actually have another football pitch here, and people are playing. Camp de Fútbol Pont de Serranos. Another beautiful building there on the left. The cool thing is this park is big enough that it really doesn't feel like you're in the city, right? So if you want to escape the busyness, this is the place to be. I mean, you've also got the beach, that helps too. And to be fair, to be honest with you, if you want to escape the city, it doesn't take very long. Like, you can pretty much walk out of Valencia. If you were to walk, probably like half an hour to an hour. Oh, and this fancy pants building right here is called Museo de Bellas Arts de Valencia. Once again, another beautiful building, Iglesia de Santa María del Temple. So this is a church, basically. You know, a few times when I've come past this part in particular, we have this beautiful bridge above and all this space underneath. And I've seen people having dance classes here. Really cool, really cool. It's a very interesting looking bush, tree, plant. Look at those. So actually we started somewhere up here and we've made our way all the way through. This is the first little bar I've seen here in this park, but look how cool this is. Busy as well. I distinctly remember doing a recording exactly here the last time. It was actually when I wasn't living in Valencia. I was only visiting. I'm not sure if they're slowly filling this or not, but you can see all the water's coming out of there. It's going to take a very long time. Look at this. So this area is almost like a temple, look. And we're actually coming to almost the end of our journey. I don't know if you can see in the distance the fancy building. That's the arts building. We've got some people dancing over here. Look at this. Can you imagine this in the UK? I think from just this park alone, you can see how much there is to see here in Valencia. There's so much. It's absolutely beautiful and it's such a busy and vibrant city. And as we get closer to the end of our journey today, you can actually see how busy it's starting to get. There's a lot more people down this end than there is at the top end. We're going to get across this bike path before we get in the way and irritate some disgruntled bikers. This is something definitely for the kids, not for the adults, but you can actually find Gulliver here around the corner.
The famous Gulliver's Travels is a classic novel by the Brit known as Jonathan Swift, first published in 1726. It tells the story of Gulliver, a man who travels to a fantastical land, apparently like Valencia, where he finds himself as a giant among tiny people. Inspired by this tale, Valencia created a unique, playful tribute in Turia Park, a giant sculpture of Gulliver himself lying on the ground. This massive structure serves as a play area for children with slides, tunnels and climbing frames built in Gulliver's body, making it a favourite spot for families. It brings the story to life and encourages imaginative play in the heart of the city. And here we have a little mini golf. But yeah, if you've got golf balls and a putter, then you can play some golf right here. It's a shame actually, someone should just set up like a little stall here and sell little golf balls and clubs. I reckon people would rent them. Why not? Coming to the end of the Turia Park, you'll find Valencia's spectacular City of Arts and Sciences, known in Spanish as Ciudad de las Artes y las Ciencias, and in Valencian as Ciutat de les Arts y les Ciencias. Designed by visionary architect Santiago Calatrava. This futuristic complex is a shining example of modern architecture and urban regeneration. The design mimics natural forms inspired by elements like the skeleton of a whale and the eye, giving the buildings their distinctive organic and flowing shapes. The complex includes several stunning structures. The Hemispheric, which is an IMAX cinema and planetarium shaped like a giant eye. El Museo de las Ciencias Príncipe Felipe, an interactive science museum. L'Umbracle, a landscaped walk with native plants and sculptures. You can also find wild house cat here. Not part of the attraction, but just an observation on my part. If we go through here, on the right hand side here is actually a mall, so you can check out some food places there if you want to. Oh, pretty cat. So we're coming to the end of this park, and right in front of us, this is actually the start of a club. It's one of those clubs that opens at like midnight or something and goes until like 8 AM in the morning. So as you can imagine, it's a hard pass from me. I really want to make the effort one day to do it, but yeah. The Oceanographic, Europe's largest aquarium, and also I have a YouTube video of this place already from when I visited Valencia in the past. If you haven't seen that video, as always, go back and watch it. It's another good one. Palau de les Arts Reina Sofia, an opera house and performing arts centre. This area hosts a wide variety of cultural and sporting events through the year. For example, Valencia's famous marathons and running races often start or finish here, using the scenic route around the complex and the Turia Gardens. The City of Arts and Sciences serves as both a cultural hub and a vibrant community space, attracting millions of visitors annually. Thank you so much for watching this week's video. Let me know what you think of this magnificent park. Let me know what your favourite parks are in the world. Maybe I can add them to my list of places I must visit. Thanks for watching this week's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.